Hi, and this video is going to be regarding building a custom form. So in our software, you can build custom forms to pretty much for anything to help you document any important documentation or get any information regarding a project. How you create a custom form is under Projects, and then go to Custom Forms. That'll take you to your custom form page. This page will show your library of different forms that you've created. And again, if you recall, when we're setting up a project, that last step is to check what forms or checklists you want with that project. So this is where the forms live. You can see your library. You can see how many different kind of elements, or fields there are in the form, what style it is. Is it a table or block style, which I'll get into in a second. You can edit or delete any of them right here. To add a custom form or to create a custom form, you simply just hit the plus symbol in the upper right hand corner here, and that'll take you into the Create a New Form section. So first of all, you got to stop and think what you want this form to do. So for this demonstration, let's say we're going to create a form to measure windows or doors for motorized shades. So I'm going to name the form Motorized Shades. And then we have two kind of form types you can create. First one is a table form, and it basically has a table layout just like this. So it's just a layout with that, looks kind of like a table that you can put all your different fields or elements just like this. Or you can do a block layout, which is kind of what it says. It's a big block where all your fields will lie in. And in the block layout, you have a choice. You can do one big block across, you could do two, or you could do three. So whatever you'd like, however the layout or look that you would like to achieve there. For this demo, let's do the block layout. And then you have this one box down here. It says check if this form will be repeatable using an Add More button. So basically what that means is, do you want to continuously be able to add more, in this case, blocks, to add more elements to it? Yeah, so we do. So I'm going to check that. Then I'm going to hit Save. It'll now take us into the motorized shade form. And now we're in here, so now we have to stop and think, okay, what information are we trying to gather? What fields do we need to create? And to create a field, you just simply hit the plus symbol up in the right-hand corner. You're going to give the field a name. So let's say the first field is room, because we want to know what room the window or door is in. And then you have a choice of what kind of type of field. We can do a text, which is simply just like this, just typing in text. A text area, which is the same thing, but there's really unlimited characters for that. So you can write a bunch of information. You can have a telephone field, an email, or a select would be a drop down like this that you can create a drop down of fields to choose from. So let's just demonstrate the select. So I'll hit the select. It'll then pull up the options of, now you can fill in what drop down elements you want. So let's just say we want family room. And then you can hit the add more options, kitchen, dining, and so forth. And you can go on as much as you'd like for the drop downs. I do suggest don't get a huge list of drop downs. It just doesn't look right on the formatting. If this was the only field we wanted, we can just save and close it, but that's not. So I'm going to hit Save and New. So the next field I'm going to want to create is I want to know where in that room it is. So I'm going to say location, and I'm just going to keep that as a text field so they can just type it in. And then the next field I'm going to want to know is the height. I'm going to keep that as a text field. And then I'm going to want the width. And let's just say that's it. So I'm going to say that that's all the fields I want to create. So I have 4 fields that I created. If I wanted to add an additional subform to this for any kind of information, I can do so. So if I wanted to create any additional information, so I can make these forms as big as I want, because if I wanted to, I could go under attach subforms and hit the plus symbol, and then that will pull up kind of almost the start over, but this form will be attached to this master form. So again, you can create as big of a form as you'd like in our system. We also have this preview button. So now that we created this, let's preview to see what it's going to look like. And it pulls up the preview. I can expand it bigger. So we do have the block format. It has the fields that I created in 3 blocks across, so it looks right. And also, if you actually wanted to test it, we could go to an existing project. I always kind of keep a project of my own, such as, my company project where we do some time tracking for off hours and other things for testing, and I go in and test these things. So if we go to active projects, go into a project, again, if you remember this edit details button, we can click on that. Now if we go to this last step, here's that motorized shade form that I just created. Also in that previous video and for checklists, here's that QC checklist we created too now that appears, and you can check. So I want to save it. And I can go back into the project now and go into project forms. And here is the motorized shades. So I'm going to click on it. So I want to add, because there's that add button we asked for. Here's the drop down that we created. So I can select what room it is, say the location. I can put in, the height and width, and save. And there it appears. And I can edit and delete this now. I can continuously add more. So yeah, the form's working just as I wanted to. So that looks right. And then also, if you go back to your custom forms page, it now appears here in your library, so you can use it for as many projects as you'd like. And that's how you build a custom form.